In terms of today, China and Russia are the top two countries in human trafficking.
To Syria.
China was downgraded to Tier 3 status in this year's report, in part because it has not taken serious steps to end its own complicity in trafficking.
In human trafficking, countries are rated in three different tiers, Tier 1 being the best and Tier 3 being the worst. Russia and China, as shown before, are the worst, being as shown by the animation. In Russia, the top way for human traffickers to prey on people is to go for young, uneducated women that live in poverty. By then, these women will try to get money to provide for their family, so they'll take them, put them in a sex trading business, without them knowing. By then, it will be too late for them to get out, making them successful. In China, however, there's a different story. Since the One Child Policy and Act, the ratio between men and women have been off balance. So, people would take these same young and educated women who live in poverty, kidnap them to sell in this trade. Mothers who want their son to have a wife to marry will buy these young girls so they can marry them off to their son.
Her brother told her he was taking her to a party at a nearby town in northern Vietnam, but then he sold her to a Chinese man across the border. She was forced to become his wife. It took her over a month to pluck up the courage to escape.
My brother is no longer a human being in my eyes because he sold me, his own sister, to China.
Kiab ran for her life to a Chinese police station before she was brought to this shelter for trafficked women in northern Vietnam. Dozens of other girls, mainly from ethnic minority communities across the region, have suffered the same fate.
It's mostly women who live in isolated and mountainous areas who are being trafficked across the border because there is no information for us. That's why we are cheated and sold across the border to the next door country.
A small river separates the two countries. Smuggling people across it is easy. Finding them once they have gone, sometimes impossible. There are no figures for just how many women have been trafficked. Some end up in brothels, many in
For decades now, many of these countries have done nothing to help this human trafficking problem. However, in China, there's a group of women who teamed up with the Ministry of Justice to try to help stop this human trafficking going on in the country. However, they have not been successful. So with Russia's minimum wage being under $3, and with the government, with even China not caring about its citizens being kidnapped or from other countries, these human trafficking terms, or what have they done, have been stopped or being controlled. For the past few decades, it still have been growing up.